This is Scott the Fix-It Guy. Our goal with our videos is to empower you to be able to do the repairs on your own and save a whole lot of money and also get that great feeling of having fixed it by yourself. Today we have a 2001 Honda Accord that is misfiring. It's idling very unstably, has limited power, and we're going to do a little diagnosis. I just took a standard screwdriver to remove that plate, and I'm going to now remove the power coming to the EGR valve. I'm going to pinch in, pull back the modular connector, and I'm going to take off these two 12mm nuts. And first I'm using an open end wrench, but they're on there really tight, so I'm going to be using a socket to take it off next. So this car has the P0301 code, P0302, P0304, P1399, and a couple other codes, but they're all pertaining to misfiring, and they're basically all the cylinders are misfiring. So I'm putting a little bit of oil on these threads to see if I can get this off. And now I use my socket again. This is a 12mm socket. I ended up using a pipe on the end of the ratchet to give me more leverage to be able to break these free. They're on there really tight. But when you have all these codes going for many different cylinders that are misfiring, it could be that there's something that's common to all of them, like the EGR valve. It also could be that one of the coils that's sending energy to the spark plug is malfunctioning. And there's a way to test that too that's really easy, where you just take off the modular connector for each coil. And I did break these nuts free, so now I'm just going to spin them off. But if you pull the modular connector off the coil and the engine stumbles, then you know that that coil was working. But if you get to one of the cylinders, and you pull it off and nothing happens, then you know that that coil is defective, or maybe the fuel injector is defective. And it can actually cause all of the cylinders to misfire. Even if only one is having trouble, it can create a havoc. So this is the EGR valve we just took out. We're going to use some Berryman's Chem Tool B12, which is a really good carburetor cleaner. We're going to spray it into these ports here at the top. I'm putting it upside down. I'm going to spray it in and just let that stuff sit for a little bit to break up the carbon. And this dirty EGR valve that's sticking can cause the same kind of a condition where you have multiple misfires in a lot of different cylinders. So I'm going to spray it in here also in these ports. Get those really clean. Just let that sit for a little bit. Spray a little bit more in there. Using a little pick to make sure I cleaned out all the carbon that may be in this port. This is where the exhaust gases are brought back into the combustion chamber.
There's a tunnel right here.
Sometimes it can get kind of clogged up.
So make sure this is clear.
That can cause all those misfires. But again, it can be something as simple as a coil bringing energy to the spark plug is cracked, and the energy that was supposed to go to the spark plug leaves and hits the
a little more research and see what's the next step.
Engine block. It creates all kinds of havoc, and that create multiple misfires. Bad EGR valve can do it. So in this case, we're cleaning the EGR valve. I'm going to get in here with a towel and get rid of some of this
random
carbon buildup.
On the cylinders. So that's good though.
If you want to get a new EGR valve, they're about $75. probably best to try cleaning it first, and also to try removing the modular connector from the coils to see what effect that has, or if there's one particular cylinder that's having trouble.
Alright, let's see what happens.
This one's pretty easy to do, inexpensive. It's a good first step when you get this misfiring problem. So here's the EGR valve. We're going to put it back in. Just got to get it over on its two metal studs that are pointing up. Then we'll put the nuts back on. You have to remember there is a gasket there, and you got to make sure that gasket's not broken and in good shape. And then we'll put the nuts back on and we'll get those really tight. Just get those super tight. Here's a brand new EGR valve. This is from O'Reilly's. This is like $80. So we got it all tightened up. And give it a test. So we're going to start it up.
Pow!
And it does certainly run a little bit better.
Sounds good, man.
And we're also going to test these coils. We're just going to take the modular connector out of the top of each one of these. And if it stumbles, then we know that that coil's good. If it doesn't stumble, then it could need a new coil. So these are some of the steps you can take when you get those multiple codes, but usually pertains to something going wrong with one of the cylinders that it's affecting the other ones too. Hopefully this will be helpful to you. Thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe to our channel when you get a chance.